This is Business and Economy Network.
Hello, it's glad to know you're watching your program. I want to say thank you so very much for allowing us into your homes, offices, wherever you're watching. Those of you watching us in faraway Abuja, Port Harcourt, Ilori, Kano, Kaduna. Those of you watching us outside the shores of Nigeria, and those of you watching us via the internet channels. I want to say thank you so very much for all your contribution, comments, suggestion, and more importantly, your criticism. We are here to serve you better, and you are watching Business and Economy Network. My name remains Peter Moche. Now, on behalf of the production crew, I want to say thank you so very much for even holding forth for some of my colleagues and all the great things they have done when I was away for about 2 weeks. I want to say thank you so very much. Now, for the program lineup today. Today we are looking at a continuation for Company in Focus, and we are looking at Nagari Integrated Farm, or otherwise Nagari Group, and we have the Chairman, Chief Executive Officer in the person of His Excellency Senator Abdullahi Adamu, CON. And also, we have for Spotlight today, we are looking at something very interesting, which is the National Association of Road Transport Owners, NATO, and we have the National President in the house. It's a continuation of what we did last week. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't be discouraged. The situation whereby you find yourself, but you always know one thing is sure. With persistent focus, definitely, you'll be successful. This is what we're bringing for you today, and it's going to be an interesting watch. I'll be back after this time out. Don't touch that.
Well, I just want to say thank you because you are really doing a great job. I met you, I think, sometimes in Abuja in one of the NAG meetings, and I believe that what you are doing is to bring to the doorstep of listeners out there what is happening in one industry to the other, so that people can get encouraged and the younger ones out there can know that there is hope for them even in this country. So keep on doing the great job, and I know that people out there are really appreciating you as we are also appreciating you. Thank you for your support.
Lack of access to finance have been a serious factor working against the growth of the agricultural sector in this economy. About 60 to 65% of the Nigerian farmers are illiterate, which thereby makes it difficult for them to get loan from the bank due to no collateral to enable them gain access to the loan facilities. Hence, the need for government to intervene in the activities of farm owners in Nigeria.
About 2/3, there's a 60%, 65% of the Nigerian farmers who produce what we eat, who produce what goes to our industry, are on lands that is not their own. All right? They have no access. Well, they are predominantly illiterate. Predominantly illiterate. Predominantly illiterate. So they are still involved in predatory methods of production on their farms. If you want them to go to the next level of some level of mechanization of their operation, they don't have the capital. Because they are illiterate, because the land they are working on is not their land, it's not their property. If they go to a bank, if they ever get advice, go to the bank, they have no collateral for the bank to take whatever facility they want. All right? So, they remain a vicious cycle. They just remain on it's very small, half a hectare, half an acre, or half an acre. They are developing 2, 3, 4 crops almost simultaneously. They have yam on it. They have okra on it. Okay, they may have spinach on it. And then they may have, towards the end of the rain season, they may have beans on it. All right. In fact, in the peak of season, now you'll find they will have the maize on it. They have millet on it. So they are placed in this vicious cycle. So that's indeed take a look at the land policy, land use. We must President Erdogan started looking at it before his demise. May his soul rest in peace. There's a need to have another look at it. There's a need to develop a policy that differentiates grants from loans. What do we want from our fields? What do we want to develop? Now, in the face of the preponderance of people on the land as farmers not having education, modern education, all right, not having capital, and not having their own land, what kind of financial regime, what kind of financial arrangement can keep them alive and boost production? How do we face them from where they are now to upgrade their operation? Okay? What do we do with the marketing of their produce? Why is it that up to this point in time, you cannot go to the market today and say it is a policy of this government that the minimum price, just we have minimum salaries, minimum wages. Why don't we have minimum price for agricultural produce? Why not? Why does a farmer toil through the season and find his way to the market to dispose of his product, and there's no price? There's no minimum price for him. You just get caught up by these touts in the outskirts of any town where there's a market where they're going. And the touts have got their associations. The buyers of the product have got their associations. All right? And they conspire to fix a price. And because government is not in control of the prices, and the farmer gets a raw deal. Something has to happen in that line too. The marketing infrastructure, the price that they get for their products is very, very important. It's very, very important. And then again, storage. Storage. Quite a number of the produce we have are perishable produce. Quite a number of them, if not most of them. And there's nowhere through government facilitation that a farmer who has got a given yield, a given quantum of any product, can go and say, let me preserve this. There's a bank, if you like, call it a bank, loosely, where you can take, maybe I've got 3, 4, 5 tons of maize. I'm not wanting to take the market straight away this month. Where can I take it so that it's preserved properly? Or it's preserved and I can go there and take half a ton. At the time I choose, like this, like you can take money and deposit in an account. Why can't we do that with crops? Why can't we do it like guinea corn, sorghum, millet, rice, maize? Why can't we do this? Beans, why can't we do this? Why can't a farmer at the end of the season take whatever he doesn't want to throw in the market and move? And it's processed, it's cleaned, dried, and preserved. If he wants some money, he can go and take. If that's not already market for it, he can get the equivalent of what he wants and get the cash for it. Go to Ethiopia. It's happening there. Why can't we do it in Nigeria? These are some of the little things that need to be in place that will give the farmer some circle, some feeling of security for what he's doing, and give him the encouragement to go on, even where there's disaster, even where there's crop failure, for any reason. Government is there. We must have this minimum level production. You suffer this time, take this. Stay in business. Why or what is government doing? Today, if you go to the market and say, oh, this year, what? Melon. is the in thing. The price is up there. You find because of the illiterate nature and because of the lack of government positioning, you find that once melon is the in thing this year, or maize is the in thing this year, every farmer that has that goes into that sector tomorrow, next season. And then everybody is in it, so there's such a supply, and then you had glut, you suffer glut. So, and this happened because government intervention is, what I would say zero, I won't be fair if I say zero, but it's so minimal. It's very, very minimal. Some of these things are foreseen. Our technology maybe is not that good yet, it's not that high yet. But where it happens, the farmer should not be left just bare.
Fertilizer is a key plank in enhancing crop productivity. It is also a key to ensuring the food need of the country. Agricultural productivity cannot be increased without including the use of fertilizer in crop plantation. Balanced fertilization means application of essential plant nutrients in optimum quantity through correct methods and time of application in right proportion. It is essential to encourage the use of fertilizers so as to achieve the desirable consumption ratio to maintain the soil health and to sustain the crop productivity. However, in the case of Nigerian, distribution of fertilizer has always been an issue.
Well, honestly, if I say there was no corruption, or there is no corruption even now in the distribution of fertilizer, I will be lying. There has been. But there has been more of talk about corruption in the fertilizer distribution than actually addressing the issue. We had the e-wallet thing, which was introduced by the last government. All right, what they do is they just get a community of farmers and register them, and they have the benefit. Out of the farming population, the Nigerian farmers, if you take them together, are not less than, again, maybe 70%, if not 80%, of Nigerians are on the farm. What percentage of them got the fertilizer? All the noise. Yes, there's corruption, no doubt about it. But how many farmers end up getting the fertilizer? As we talk now, yes, this is a new government. And look, see the state of the treasury when this administration came on board. You can excuse that. Because ordinarily, the outgoing government would have placed orders for fertilizer, everything would have been in place before, because the planting season, we're already into planting season when the government came on board. There's no fertilizer. Why is fertilizer? Normally it's launched as fertilizer. It's not yet there. Because the past administration did not have it right. They did not have it right. I am a farmer. You are my witness here. I will take you around this farm. If I get fertilizer, you'll be surprised. I got fertilizer sometime from somewhere from Lagos. Lagos. If the fertilizer comes to the state, maybe if you're lucky, you get one trailer load. 600 bags of fertilizer is chicken feed for my farming operations. You don't get it. So what do? You go wherever you can pick it, at whatever price. Because one area you can reduce corruption is make the fertilizer available. Flood the market with it. Talk of the billions and billions and billions of dollars that have gone just down the drain. You don't need 1/10 of it to improve Nigerian agriculture. Even with grants, not talk of loans, grants. To grant, aid a particular sector or sectors within the agricultural sector and get it going. If it's value addition, what do we do? With machines, what do you want to do? Production of the fields, what do you do? What's the problem? Go around Kefi today. Go to Bagwalada. Go to Shika. Well, Shika maybe is going to be a bad example because they train the extension workers there, so that maybe one of them will do their practicals in the fields. But go there and see, how many extension workers do we have today who are showing farmers modern methods of farming, who are showing them modern methods of harvest, who are showing them how to preserve their crops, how to show them how to apply pesticides, what kind of pesticides. Go to our fields now and see how chemicals are burning the fields. See how our green fields are turning pale. Nobody's saying anything about them. Nobody's doing anything. The grass that normally will grow from year to year, after all the bush burning and everything, you find the following year, see green, lush grass again. It's not there anymore. Most of these fields, except you go to the savannah, real savannah area of the state, of the country, it's not there anymore. Because farmers, they can't afford tractors. They can't afford equipment for site clearing. So they apply these chemicals and destroy the land. We get diseases that we can't explain how they come about. Part of it is from this, chemical, that we apply to destroy grass, habitation and what have you. It's going to drain to our waters, the waters we drink in the ponds and what have you in the villages. It's crazy. It's very pathetic. So there was, and there, I would not say it's eliminated. It's not. I hope that we'll work on it. The government will continue to work on it. But you don't preach to a hungry man how to preserve food.
For your deep and insightful business information around Nigeria and globally, keep watching Business and Economy Network.
Dialogue and consultation is a primary objective of NATO in accomplishing its aim. Dialogue with government officials play a big role in solving problems or challenges faced by NATO members. Thus, in recognition of this important role played by transport in any country's economic disposition, NATO is a stakeholder in many aspects of the Nigerian economy today.
Well, as an association, since inception, we believe in dialogue and consultations in achieving our noble objectives. We always try as much as we can to see that we seek dialogue with other government agencies for any problem that is affecting the smooth operations of our business. And as transporters, when you take transportation, the role transportation play in the economy of every nation, and Nigeria is not an exception, is so wide that a transporter is a stakeholder in almost every economic endeavor in the country. So we are a stakeholder in the Federal Ministry of Works, which is in charge of the construction of the road. We are also a stakeholder in the downstream sector of the Nigerian economy, being the transporters or movers of the petroleum product from one destination to the other location. We are also a stakeholder in the Federal Ministry of Transport, which is in charge of the transportation system in the country. In the same vein, we are also a stakeholder in the maintenance agency, that's FEMA, also in the safety agency, that's the Federal Road Safety Commission, and also even in the economic development. If government want to have a discussions for the development or growth of the economy, a transporter should be a stakeholder to be contacted to discuss that issue because of the role transportation play in the growth and development of the economy. So virtually, we are a stakeholder in almost all the government agencies and the MDS. When it comes also to the issue of security, we are also a key stakeholder. A key stakeholder because we move passengers and we move goods. and we operate in the garages, in the motor parks, in the loading points of both petroleum product, cargoes, passengers, and other related goods. So even in the security aspect of life, where NATO is a stakeholder. So I cannot actually, then on the other way around, being an association, we have, and we deal with drivers, because we are employers. So by virtue of being employer, we have drivers union under us that has signed a condition of service with us. So for this reason also, we are a stakeholder in the Federal Ministry of Labor and Productivity, because we provide employment opportunity to the majority of Nigerians, ranging from drivers to the motor boy and other related persons, like the loaders, the offloaders, and people who rely on either goods or something like that. So virtually, NATO is a stakeholder in everywhere.
As a stakeholder in all the sector of the economy, NATO also shares the blame for some failures in various sectors, considering scarcity of petroleum products, which is most time blames on NATO. Here is the stand of the association in this regard.
You see, allegation can be made, and it's not proper for me to say it's not true. But maybe on the course of what I will say, then the viewers and their humble self will judge where the problems lies. As I said, NATO is just the owners of the tank truck. If I have a tank truck and there is no product for me to lift, how can you now put the blame on me when you did not provide what I will lift? It is when there is availability of product and there is limited number of tank trucks to move the product, then the blame will come to us. But in a situation where the product is not even available, you cannot blame the transporter for not lifting what is not there. Secondly, the issue of petroleum product supply and distribution in Nigeria is a wider issue. It needs to have a wider consultation before we arrived at the solution or the problems or the causes of the scarcity. If you take NNPC, which is the government company, Nigeria National Corporation, National Petroleum Corporation, it is a government institution that is established by law, and the law that establish NNPC establish it in a such a way that, one, they have to produce the product, to refine the product, to distribute the product, and to market the product. They can produce the product through the refineries. They distribute the product through the pipeline. They now market it through PPMC. Because of their inability for one reason or the other, one, to produce enough petroleum product for our daily consumption, this resulted to importation of some part of our daily requirement of petroleum product, more especially the PMS. Two, because of their inability for any other reason to pump the products through the pipeline, either they cannot protect the pipeline from vandalization, or they cannot maintain the pipeline, or other security or other reasons, then NATO emerged to assist in movement of the petroleum product from where it is refined or produced to where it is required or needed. 3, because of these 2 failures, then the NNPC storage facilities, that the depots, most of them are not functioning or operating. This also resulted to the emergence of NATO to serve as a distributor, supplier, and the storage facility for the product. So I think the blame has to be shared between NATO and even you who is asking me, because you are part of government. Because government means government of the people, for the people, and by the people. And you are also part of the people, so you are part of the government. So the blame should rather be to the government than to NATO. Let me also say that in Nigeria, our daily consumptions today, as we are informed by the authorities, ranges between 30 to 40 million liters daily. Ranges between 30 to 40 million liters daily. And the capacity of our refining capacity of the 4 refineries, even if they are functioning 100%, they can only refine 18 million liters, leaving a gap of about 17 to 25 million liters daily, which has to be bridged through importation of petroleum products.
Well, this is where time will permit us. I want to say thank you so very much for all that you have done and also for listening. But again, let me also drop this advice. You see, all the Nigerians and non-Nigerians we bring in on course of this program, they are here to encourage and motivate you, to let you know that it is possible. Look at all the people we have showcased. They started small, meaning when you think big, pray big, big things will happen. Believe in yourself. Be focused. Don't bother about the challenges of today, but look at the end from the beginning. Definitely success will smile at you. I'll see you again same time next week. Always think big and pray for your leaders. God bless you.